Decisions are one consistent part of life, and for Chelsea Football Club, they've had to make so many of those. In this video today, we talk about three. One that has turned out to be the absolute worst piece of transfer business we have ever done, and now we are finding our way around it. Another one where we've made the choice to be patient. It hasn't exactly paid off, but for that player, it's starting to make some strides that just might make great sense for us. We'll be talking about that as well. Plus, another player who we made great decisions for, I think, paid crazy money for, and maybe, just maybe, we might reap benefits from him soon. Enough with all the suspense and all of that. My name is Desire Derek Mugumisa. We're here for today's video on everything Chelsea Football Club, and I am telling you that on this channel where you're watching it, subscribe, turn on those notification buttons, and follow me on social media because hey, we do this quite often, or at least that's what we're going to be doing more consistently. That's my commitment to you, isn't it? All right, let's get into today's video. First and foremost, that player who has turned out to be the absolute worst piece of transfer business. And before I even get into that, I'm going to ask you to please head to the comment section and let me know if at all you disagree with me and who that player just might be for you that is worse than this piece of business. For me, Romelu Lukaku is the man. And I really just wish we had not gone out and brought him back to the club, because I think that the regret that we didn't make the most of him the first time out was a slightly better feeling than I have now that he came back and did what he did, and he's the disgrace that he is for the club today. Romelu Lukaku is on his umpteenth loan deal at Roma, and today teamtalk.com were reporting that looks like Roma are willing to pay £35 million for him and just take him. Listen, we paid close to £100 million to bring him back to the club. He gave us some of those interviews, and I think it is one of the most believable, this was my dream club kind of introductory interview that any player has ever given. It looked all so good. He came on against Arsenal for his second debut, scored those goals that he had never scored for Chelsea, and it looked like it was all going well until later that year when he decided he was going to go to the press, and I think it was his fight with Thomas Tuchel, but he just pretty much disgraced himself, disgraced the club, and he is in the situation that he gets to find himself in. He's pretty much found a way of pissing off everyone that has put out his hand for him. Chelsea Football Club, before that Manchester United, Everton, how he went to Manchester United was never so good. Somehow ended up at Inter Milan. You thought they were the club that he loved. Matter of fact, when he embarrassed himself for Chelsea, he was actually twerking for Inter Milan. How he disappointed them and left them is something that we shall never understand. Somehow he ends up at Roma and he's doing so well, and I am glad because we were getting to a position whereby no one wanted him. We know how we struggled to find him a club in the summer, and I'm so happy that he somehow managed to kick it on at Roma, and he's doing so well enough that reports about him possibly staying there permanently are getting to come through. You know what? I'm at a point whereby even if we got £0 million, euros, shillings, whatever, for Romelu Lukaku, I would be so happy for him. The guy just needs to go, and I'm glad that he doesn't want to come back to London. Chelsea do not want him, and all of those kinds of things. But yeah, that's all that I will say about that. Absolutely the worst piece of transfer business that Chelsea have ever done. There are opportunities to bring in strikers that we didn't go for. Of course, we have hindsight now and all of that, but we decided to go for our OB, pay the crazy money that we did, and it turned out to be the shot that he is for us. Good riddance. Go away, Romelu Lukaku, and do whatever you want with your career. Whatever you want, really. Good luck. Let's move on to a striker we love, or at least the many of us do, Broja. Another graduate of the Cobham Academy, English-born Albanian, went out on loan to Southampton, didn't score so many goals, but impressed in so many ways, had his opportunity to shine at Chelsea Football Club, and then got the unfortunate injury in a very useless mid-season, pre-season game in there. It hasn't exactly gone on for him. This year, he's returned to the pitch and has already done two great things. Scored a goal in one of those appearances. In his second appearance, or his other appearance that I remember, won a penalty that got us that fourth goal for Cole Palmer against Manchester City. He's definitely on his way back. A couple of post photos have come through, within the recent past of him sitting with Nkunku and just what he could be for us, as the season gets to grow all and all. But the big story is one that comes in from Devin Onstein, who earlier reported about a beautiful business deal for this guy. And that is, of course, one that has him moving from Nike to Puma. It looks like everything has been sorted. And it's not just him getting to switch puts, and that's why it's making the headlines right now. It is because it also has a money factor to it, a money factor that not so many players ever get. So he's switching to Puma, Armando Broja, and in his native Albanian, as much as he was born in England, he has been given rights, exclusive rights to open Puma shops over there, as well as in the neighboring Kosovo. Now, of course, with everything going on, he's fast becoming the face of the Albanian national team. The Euro 24 is coming up and all of that, and you want to think that this is a beautiful, beautiful deal for such a young player. Now, of course, we also go to the side of the club in Chelsea Football Club, and you always have these targets to grow your brand across the world and all of that. When you come to Africa, in Nigeria, in Ghana and all of those, the era where we had John Obi Mikel, where we had Michael Essien and all of those getting to play for Chelsea, we had so many recruited fans in West Africa. Today, we have so many of those. It's actually a Chelsea area, Ghana, Nigeria, and all of those. So it is very important who you sign for these clubs. I want to believe that when we signed Christian Pulisic, we were trying to get into that American market, which did tremendously well for us. Tottenham Hotspur must be doing so well in South Korea. So you have all these players that come in from these different parts of the world that add to the brand visibility and value of a football club. And for me, again, I think it is beautiful that we have a player like Armando Broja, especially if he can shine and play consistently, to have the face of the Albanian national team, who now has an effect on his neighboring Kosovo and any other countries around there. Getting to play for Chelsea week in, week out makes us stronger as far as brand is concerned in that area of the world, and I really can only hope for the very best. Of course, I'm passionate about the monies that come into sport, but I am also very, very passionate about Chelsea Football Club and talents like Armando Broja, as he seems to be very different, a very driven player, brings something different as far as striking is concerned. Even currently, when you have the likes of Christo Nkunku, who many might not look at as a striker, but probably is our best striker at the club. But you know that Broja is there and will bring you something different from what Nkunku gets to bring you. The same as Nicholas Jackson, also a different frame of player, and you will definitely need these different kind of players for different games. So yes, beautiful addition, beautiful piece to have as part of the Chelsea squad, and hopefully it's something that gets to work out. All right, let's get to conclude this video today with another piece of beautiful news coming through. It's all beautiful, isn't it? It's not every day that we have beautiful news. Lukaku is leaving, Broja is getting a beautiful deal, and Chelsea have officially announced that the man is back on the grass. I remember the transfer saga trying to bring Wesley Fofana from Leicester City. At some point, it felt like we should be giving up and all of that. Then finally, he came to the club. He didn't start so fast, but he caught on and scored some goals for us. Injuries have not been the best of friends for him. Only 22 years of age, from France, and a guy that we can get to count on. Now, Chelsea have come through with a big update, and that is also something that Romano Fabrizio got to also point out right there. How Chelsea are reporting that, of course, Wesley Fofana is back on Cobham's grass, working to be back with the first team as soon as possible. Understand that Pochettino rates Fofana highly as part of his future Chelsea plans. Now, of course, there's also been a whole lot of talk about Chelsea trying to bring in another centre-back. I still do not understand why we want that centre-back to come in and play at. As it is, we have 6 solid defenders. One of those is leaving the club as it looks, and that is in Trevor Chalobah, that is leaving the club. Then you move on to have Thiago Silva, you have Levi Colwill, you have Badiashile, you have Disasi, you have Wesley Fofana, who's returning from in there. Thiago Silva's done tremendously well to stay fit and be one of, if not our best centre-back at the club. But it's also not something that you want to count on for such a long time. At any time, again, with footballers, you just never know. Something happens and it's just dipped and gone off. right there. So if Thiago Silva is out of the picture, you have 4 solid young defenders. Of course, the oldest of them there would be Disasi, who's aged 25, but you have a 22-year-old Fofana. Disasi could be a sub to Fofana. Fofana could be a sub to Disasi, both of them French internationals. You have another French international in Badia Shil right there on the left centre back, but Levi Colwill has done tremendously well to own that position. Of course, Levi Colwill can play at left back with how Pochettino has decided he likes to play, and so you have Badia Shil also playing in there. You have Disasi, you have Fofana. Even if we had Silva leaving at some point, I'm not so sure we're going to get so many defenders out there that are going to offer us better quality and value than the players we have, especially if you see the money you paid for Fofana to bring him to Chelsea. No one is going to give you that 70, 80 million pounds that you paid for him, so he needs to be playing in there for as long as he is fit. Disasi cost you 40 million in there, but Yeshil, you know how much it cost you, quite highly as well, for a young defender and just about everything. So I don't see the need for that, but to see that Fofana is back on the grass is beautiful stuff. He's a guy that has shown that as far as defenders are concerned, he's going to bring you pace, he's going to bring you great ball interception. He comes in with goals and all of that. Beautiful stuff coming in for Chelsea, and I can't wait for him to get back on the grass. Now, people, with all of that getting to come through, I would love to hear from you in the comment section. What, with Fofana available, Disasi available, Colwill available, Badiashile available, as well as Thiago Silva available, come up with a squad for me. Well, how do you think Chelsea play at the back? I think we are pretty much solid as far as the goalkeeping department is concerned. Solid. I have my problems with Sanchez, but hey, this is something ongoing. I hope Petrovic gets into those posts very soon. Right back, 2 quality players. Left back, fairly quality players in there as well. There is an Ian Madsen that just can't get into the squad. Maybe he really is a forward. He's playing up front and all of that. We have quite a number of options, don't we? In defensive midfield with our 4-2-3-1 that we are playing at the moment, you have the likes of Caicedo, Enzo, Gallagher. There is a Lavia coming in there. Ugochukwu is also available. So 5 players available for 2 positions. The attacking positions, I want to think that Nkunku is our starting number 10, but hey, there's Puma who's made a claim for that position as well. There's Chukwuemeka getting to return. You do have the likes of Sterling, Mudryk, and Noni Madueke, all of those in the fold. Up front, there is Jackson, there's Broja, and everyone. What is our best 11 if all these players are available? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section as well as on social media. Remember, this is a channel where we talk a lot of Chelsea, some Premier League, and all of those other things right there. So make use of it by subscribing to the channel and turning on those notifications bells. Follow me on social media and let's keep these conversations going and all of that. Until our next video, please keep that blue flag flying high.